Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe to my channel, like, share and comment my videos. And today we are going to do this lovely and beautiful Christmas trees. This Christmas tree, the green one, I've made with the 100% acrylic yarn, while this one, the red and white one, I've made with the 100% cotton yarn. And you can see this, and I hope you're gonna like today's tutorial. Now both Christmas trees I made with my 3 mm of the hook, 3 mm, and let's begin. Now I'm going to make this in two colors. So I'm going to use two colors, white and a red. So for this one, let's make a magic circle here for round number 1 and make 8 single crochets here. So this is just my knot here. This is not a chain one. Some people count this as a chain one, but I do not count this as a chain one. This is just a knot for me so that my hook and my yarn will get a hold. So just only for that. Now make 8 single crochets here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So 8 single crochets. Now pull your yarn and your round one will look like this. Now insert your hook into your first single crochet and grab your yarn and make a slip stitch here like this. And now we're going to change our color of the yarn. So for this one, I'm going to grab my white yarn like this and we'll tie up my yarn. And now chain up 3 here. So it's 1, 2 and 3. Now yarn over and insert your hook into that same stitch where you have done your slip stitch and grab your yarn and make another 4 double crochets. So for this particular pattern we are going to need our 5 double crochets, and this chain 3 will count as our first double crochet. Then this one will be our second double crochet, and we're going to need another 3 double crochets here. So 3, 4 and 5. So 4 double crochets plus chain 3, and that's our 5 double crochets. Now leave your stitch like this, pull your yarn like this and insert your hook into your chain 3. Now that's going to be a little bit tricky because this is chains, so sometimes it's harder to insert your hook into this. So like this, and insert your yarn like this. Now grab your yarn and your pattern is ready here like this. Now chain 1, and that's gonna look like this. Now into the next stitch, make 1 double crochet. So yarn over and insert your hook into your next stitch and make 1 double crochet here. Now into this third stitch we are going to do another 5 double crochets. So insert your hook like this, grab your yarn and make 5 double crochets. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now leave the stitch like this and insert your hook into your first double crochet. Now remember, this is the 1 double crochet from stitch number 2, and on stitch number 3 that is your 5 double crochets. If you're finding it difficult, you can count it backwards like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You can clearly see here that this is the 1 double crochet and from stitch number 2, and this is your 5 double crochets from stitch number 3. So insert your hook into that first stitch from stitch number 3, first double crochet like this, and grab your yarn from the back, pull your yarn through your first double crochet like this, and just tighten up your work so it will look like this. Now chain 1 here, again into the next stitch do your 1 double crochet, and into the next stitch do your another 5 double crochets, and by the end of this round you're going to have 4 tassels for this pattern and 4 double crochets in between these tassels. So let's make another tassel here. So we're going to need 5 double crochets for that. It's a one double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3, 4, and 5. Again, just leave your yarn like this, go to your first double crochet and insert your hook like this, and just grab your yarn and pull your yarn through your first stitch and tighten up your work, and then chain 1 into the next stitch, do your 1 double crochet, and into this last two stitches we are going to do our 1 petal and 1 double crochet, and that's going to be my last double crochet here. So you can see that we have made our 4 petals here, and these are the 4 double crochets. Now I've done my last double crochet, and I'm going to insert my hook into the first chain 1 here. Now if you can see, you will find your first stitch here. That is your first stitch. This is your first chain 1. So insert your hook into that one, that stitch, grab your yarn and make a slip stitch here, and your work look like this. Now leave white yarn, grab your red yarn, and just tie up your yarn like this, chain 1. Now do 1 single crochets. Now for this round number 3, as we have attached our red yarn, this is my chain 1, and I'm going to do another single crochet into that same stitch. So I'm going to insert my hook into that same stitch, and we'll do my second single crochet. Now chain 1 will count as my first single crochet, and then my another single crochet. So into that same stitch I have done 2 single crochets. Now next stitch I'm going to do my only 1 single crochet into the next stitch. That will be my chain 1 from the previous round, and I'm going to do my 2 single crochets into that chain 1. So that is my chain 1, and I will do my 2 single crochets there. So it's 1 and 2, and into the next stitch, which is the double crochet from the previous round, I'm going to do my 1 single crochet. So keep on doing 2 single crochets into the next stitch and 1 single crochet into the stitch after that, then 2 single crochets, then 1 single crochet, and by the end of this round number 3, you're going to have 12 single crochets, and I'm going to meet you after that. So at the end of my round number 3, I have my 12 single crochets, and I'm going to insert my hook into my first stitch, and we'll grab my yarn and we'll make a slip stitch here, and that will be the end of my round number 3. Now for round number 4, just grab your white yarn. You might get disturbed with this loose ends, but keep on throwing them aside like this, and grab your white yarn. Now just do as what you have done into the round number 2. So attach your yarn and chain 3. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and do 5 double crochets into that same stitch where you have done your slip stitch. So just yarn over and do your 5 double crochets into that same stitch and start making your petal here. My third double crochet, my fourth double crochet, and my fifth double crochet, and that's going to be my last double crochet. Now insert your hook into your chain 3, like this, and just pull your yarn and pull your yarn through your first stitch, and that will be your first petal. Chain 1 and do your double crochet into your next stitch, and into the next stitch make your petal. So 5 double crochets, and keep on doing this, and by the end of this round you're gonna have your 6 petals and 6 double crochets, and I'm gonna meet you at the end. So at the end of my round number 4, I've got my 6 petals here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and my 6 double crochets, and I'm going to insert my hook into my first chain 1 here. That's my first chain 1. I'm going to insert my hook into that, and we'll do my slip stitch here. Now for round number 5, let's grab your red yarn and attach this. Now chain 1, and here we're going to add up 4 stitches again. So as you go ahead in your work, we will add up 4 stitches, and with that 4 stitches we will add 2 more petals into your work. So here for this round number 5, we're going to add another 4 stitches here. So for that one, as we have already 12 stitches here, we're going to end up having our 16 stitches. So in multiple of 4, now we have attached our yarn, and just tie up your yarn here and do your another single crochet into that same stitch. So insert your hook into that same stitch, grab your yarn and make a single crochet here. So this will be our 2 single crochets. Chain 1 would count as our first single crochet, and then another single crochet. Now into the next stitch, which is our double crochet from the previous round, we are going to do 1 single crochet here. Then into the next stitch, which is our chain 1 from the previous round, we are going to do our 1 single crochet here. And then into the next stitch, which is our double crochet from the previous round, we will do 2 double crochets here. So that's my first double crochet, and that's my second double crochet. Now on this chain 1, we're going to do our 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, and next stitch we're going to do 1 single crochet. So keep on doing this, 2 single crochets, then 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, then again into the next stitch 2 single crochets together, and then 1 single crochet and 1 single crochet. So at the end of my round number 5, I have my 16 single crochets here, and I'm going to insert my hook into my first stitch, and we'll grab the yarn and we'll make a slip stitch here, and that's it. Now we are going to repeat our round number 2 here. So, and by the end of this round number 6, we are going to end up having our 8 petals and 8 double crochets. So just grab your yarn, attach your yarn, your white yarn, and just make it tight. Now chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Now make another 4 double crochets into that same stitch. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's it. Now leave the yarn and make your petal. So insert your hook into your chain 3 and grab your yarn like this, chain 1, and into the next stitch make your 1 double crochet and keep on repeating this, and I'm going to meet you at the end of this round, round number 6. So at the end of my round number 6, I have done my 8 petals and 8 double crochets here. So it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8, and that is my last double crochet here. And I'm going to insert my hook into first chain 1, and we'll grab the yarn and we'll make my slip stitch here, and that is the end of my round number 6. Now for round number 7, we are again going to increase our stitches by 4. So here just grab your red yarn, like this, and chain 1, and here we are gonna do another single crochet on this same stitch. So insert your hook into that same stitch and grab your yarn and make a single crochet. So that's 2 single crochets on one stitch, not each stitch, on one stitch. Now next 3 stitches we are going to do 1 single crochets. So that's 1, 2 and 3, and now the next stitch we are going to do 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2. Now next 3 stitches, 1 single crochet on each stitch. So it's 1, 2 and 3, and by the end of this round we are going to have our 20 stitches. So do 2 single crochets on the first stitch, and then 3 stitches, do 1 single crochet on each stitch. Now the next stitch, the fourth one, do 2 single crochets, and then another 3 stitches, do 1 single crochets into each stitch, and by the end of this round you're going to have your 20 single crochets. So here at the end of this round I have my 20 single crochets here, and I'm going to insert my hook into my first stitch. We'll grab the yarn and we'll make a slip stitch here, and that is my 20 single crochets. Now we are going to repeat our pattern here. So each single crochet row, increase your stitches with 4 stitches. So in multiple of 4, you're going to work in multiples of 4. So each single crochet will increase your 4 stitches, and that's why the next row will increase your 2 petals. So here you can see that I have worked in multiple of 4 for every uneven row or a round. So for an example, my number 1, my number 3, and my number 5, my number 7 rows have increased the stitches in multiple of 4, and keep on doing that until my round number 20. And I'm going to meet you after round number 20. But until round number 20, you have to increase your stitches in multiple of 4 for every uneven row. So here we are doing our round number 7. So I will work on round number 8 as per the stitches which I'm having on round number 7. But I will increase my stitches in round number 9, because that is an uneven number, and that will be my single crochet row. So I will increase my stitches, my single crochet stitches, in multiple of 4. Then I will work on it in the round number 10, and then again in the round number 11 I will increase my stitches in multiple of 4, and I will keep on doing that until my round number 19. And on the basis of my round number 19, because round number 19 will give me my 44 single crochets, and then I will work as per my round number 19. I will work on my round number 20, which will be my 22 petals and 22 double crochets, and I'm gonna meet you after that round. So I'm gonna meet you after my round number 20. Also, please check down into the description box, and into that description box I have written down my return pattern, so you will understand that what I'm trying to say here. And I hope you're gonna manage to do this until round number 20, and I'm gonna meet you after my round number 20. Okay, so I have done my 20 rounds here, my this one is of 20 rounds. Now for round number 21, we are not going to increase any stitches into that one. So until from round number 21 till 24, we are not going to increase anything. So we are going to repeat round number 19 and 20 for round number 21, 22, 23 and 24. So until round number 24, just repeat your round number 19 and 20. And for that, let's just change our yarn. So our round number 21 will be like our round number 19. So just attach your yarn and make 1 single crochet on each stitch. There is no increase. Just remember there is no increase. So just make, I'm gonna chain up 1 here. So that's gonna count as my first single crochet. And then I'm gonna do 1 single crochet on each stitch from the previous round. So that will be exactly my 44 single crochets. And this is my round number 21. And for round number 22, I'm going to have my 22 of this tassels and 22 of this double crochets, and exactly the same until round number 24. So I'm going to meet you after my round number 24. Remember to do exactly the same as you have done in round number 19 and 20. Repeat round number 19 and 20 until your round number 24. Okay, so at the end of my round number 24, my work looks like this. And for round number 25, that's gonna be our last round, and we are not gonna change our color of the yarn. So we are gonna keep doing our work into this white yarn, and we are gonna make our last round of single crochets on 1 single crochet on each stitch. So for that one, as I have just joined my work here, round number 24, for round number 25, chain up 1 and do 1 single crochet on each stitch. So that's going to be my second single crochet and my third single crochet, and keep on doing this, and by the end of this round you're going to have your 44 single crochets, and I'm going to meet you after that. And that's it. At the end of my round number 25, I have done my single crochets, last round of my single crochets, and I'm gonna cut my yarn here. So just cut your yarn. Also cut your red yarn. Now for the base, just have your white yarn or whatever color you have been using. Just make a magic circle and grab your yarn, and this is not my chain one, it's just that I'm tying up my yarn here. It's just a knot for me. I do not count this as my chain one. Now we are going to do our 8 single crochets into this magic circle. So just grab your yarn and do your single crochets. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Or 8 single crochets done. Pull your yarn like this and insert your hook into your first stitch. Grab your yarn, make a slip stitch, and this is your round 1. Pull your yarn a little bit, and for round number 2, make 2 single crochets into each stitch. So chain 1 will count as our first single crochet, and insert your hook into that same stitch and make your another single crochet here, and into this second stitch make 2 single crochets, and into the each stitch you're going to do 2 single crochets, and by the end of our this round number 2, we are going to have our 16 single crochets, and I'm going to meet you at the end. Okay, so by the end of my round number 2, I have my 16 single crochets. I'm going to insert my hook into my first stitch, and we'll wrap the yarn and we'll make a slip stitch here. And for round number 2, we're going to have 24 single crochets. So for that, just chain up 1 here, insert your hook into your first stitch where you have done your a slip stitch and grab your yarn and make a single crochet. So this gonna count as our 2 single crochets. Now next stitch, make 1 single crochet. Now into the next stitch, make 2 single crochets, and into the next stitch make 1 single crochet. Next stitch will be 2 single crochets into the 1 stitch, and next stitch gonna be your 1 single crochet. So keep on doing this, 2 single crochets, then 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, then 1 single crochet, and by the end of this round you're gonna have your 24 single crochets, and I'm gonna meet you after this round number 3. So I've done my round number 3 here and my 24 single crochets. Now for round number 4, chain up 1 and do your first single crochet into that same stitch. So do your second single crochet, and that's gonna be your 2 single crochets, and do 2 single crochets into next 2 stitches. So it's gonna be 1 and 1, and into the next stitch you're gonna do 2 single crochets together. So 1 single crochet and 2 single crochet, and for the next 2 stitches you're gonna do 1 single crochet into the each stitch. So that's gonna be 1 and 1, and keep on doing this, and by the end of this round you're gonna have your 32 single crochets. So do into the first stitch do 2 single crochets, and then into next 2 stitches do 1 and 1 single crochets, then into the next stitch do 2 single crochets into that same stitch, and then do 1 single crochet into this each stitch, and I'm gonna meet you after that round number 4. Okay, so at the end of my round number 4 I have my 32 single crochets here. Now for round number 5 I have already attached my round number 4 here and make a slip stitch here. So chain 1 and make another single crochet into that same stitch, and that's gonna be your 2 single crochet into the 1 stitch, and for the next 3 stitches you're gonna do 1 single crochet into each stitch. So it's 1, 2 and 3. Now into the next stitch you're gonna do 2 single crochets together. So it's 1 and 2, and into the next 3 stitches you're gonna do 1 single crochet into the each stitch. Now into the next stitch you're gonna do 2 single crochets, and into the next 3 stitches you're gonna do 1 single crochet into the each stitch, and keep on repeating that until the end of this round number 5, and you're gonna have your 40 single crochets on this round number 5. Okay, so at the end of my round number 5 I have my 40 stitches here. Now for the round number 6 we are gonna need 44 stitches. As you know that the base, this one is of 44 stitches, so we are going to do our 44 stitches for this base as well. Now you can see that it is very small, but don't worry, we will figure out this one as well. So to do this 44 stitches on this round number 6, we are gonna, as I have attached my yarn round number 5 here, I'm gonna chain up 1 for round number 6. I'm gonna insert my hook into that same stitch, and will grab the yarn and will make my second single crochet. So chain 1 will count as my first single crochet, and this is my second single crochet, and I'm gonna do 1 single crochet into the each stitch until my next 9 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Now into the next stitch, after this 9th stitch, we are going to do 2 single crochets into that 1 stitch. So do 1 stitch here, and then another stitch into that same stitch. So that's 2 single crochets into that 1 stitch, and then another 9 stitches we are going to do 1 single crochet into the each stitch, and by the end of this round you're going to have your 44 single crochets. Okay, at the end of my round number 6 I have my 44 stitches here. So I'm going to insert my hook into my first stitch and will make my slip stitch here, and my work will look like this. Now for round number 7, we are going to do 1 single crochet into the each stitch. So just chain up 1, and that's going to count as your first single crochet, and insert your hook into your next stitch. Now remember, not into the same stitch, into the next stitch, and make your second single crochet, and keep on doing 1 single crochet into the each stitch. And by the end of this round number 7, you're going to have your 44 stitches, and this is going to be our last round for the base, and then we are going to attach our work. Okay, so I have done my last round, round number 7, and I've made my slip stitch here. I have attached my yarn. Now we're going to cut the yarn, but remember that we are going to attach this too. So we are going to need a longer tail here. So just cut a longer tail, and don't forget to tie up your last stitch. Like this. Now don't worry, it will look smaller than the original circle, but eventually it will be fine. So just, this is the front portion and that's the back portion, so we're gonna attach like this. So just insert a needle into that yarn, that's it. Now put all the loose ends inside and attach your yarn like this. These are to my last stitches, so I've just made them together, and I'm going to insert my hook, I'm going to insert my needle like this, if you can see it. This is the first stitches from both the sides, and I'm gonna attach them this way. And keep on attaching your work, because both the side you have 44 stitches. So take one stitch and attach them in this way, and keep on doing this until the end. Do not cover up the whole portion. Leave a little bit small area here because we're going to insert our stuffing into this. So I'm going to meet you somewhere here. Just attach your work like this. So keep on doing. Both the sides you have same exact numbers of stitches, so it will be all right. Remember to put all your loose ends in. You don't need to work on them. I'm going to meet you after that. Okay, so I have left this much of area here and this much of portion here. Now let's insert our soft toy filling inside, and always remember not to make it too tight and not to make it too loose. So just insert it. And that's it, my stuffing is in, and I'm gonna attach my remaining part. Now if you have uneven, if you have your work uneven, don't worry about this because you can always reshape it later on. And I'm gonna finish up my attaching, and I'm gonna meet you at the end. And here it is, I've attached the whole part. And just insert your loose end into here somewhere. Okay, so I have attached my loose end and it looks like this. It looks like this, and it's almost done. Now for this star, I have a whole tutorial video for this Amigurumi star. You can check out into the description box below for the link for the star, or you can check on right hand side on the top the I button. So yes, we have the pattern for this one. So if you want the star, please go to my channel and check out this pattern. I'm going to use this one. Now for this one, to put it on the top, I'm just gonna have my red yarn. So I've just cut it a piece of a yarn, a longer piece of a yarn, and with the needle, and I'm just gonna attach it like this. So I'm gonna attach from the top so that it will have a hold on the tree. So just do it like this way, and yep, like this. I'm going to insert it into this top of my tree. Like this, and keep on attaching your star on the tree. I'm going to go the other side now because I've started off from this side, so I'm going to go on this side. Yeah, like this. Now it's attached, and I'm gonna put my loose ends inside, and it's gonna look like this, and I'm gonna meet you after that. And that's it. I hope you have liked my today's tutorial. If you have liked my today's tutorial, please subscribe to my channel, like, share, and comment my videos, and I will see you into the next video. Till then, bye.